Hey everybody, Cliff Barron for Remax here with my update for Milton, Georgetown, Glen Williams, April 4th to the 10th, 2021. And before I get there, I got another little short story. It's not really a story, but it's kind of something that happened to me this week. Let's see, I met with some clients a couple months ago, and they said to me, yeah, we're thinking of selling. We want to sell around April 1st, around the beginning of April. So, come in and let us know what our house is worth. So I'm like, okay, that sounds good. They were a referral, which was nice, and which is always good. And I go in, I do my whole pitch, I show them recent sales and everything, I give them a strategy for selling, and I give them an expected list price and expected sell price. And I fully told them that, the way the market is right now, the strategy is to list a bit lower, get multiple offers, and sell over the asking price. And everything went great, and then that was it. I left, and I said, when you're ready to go, let me know. So I hadn't heard from them for a month, so I waited a month. I called them, or actually I followed up just after the meeting, but I waited about a month after that, and I followed up I with a quick phone call saying, hey, it's Cliff from Remax. I just checking in to see how you guys are doing, if you need any advice or help with anything, and just to let you know the market's changed a little bit. It's gone up, so we'll have to revise the pricing and everything. And then no, I didn't hear back, so that's kind of odd. The next week I do the same thing. Didn't hear anything back. So finally, last week, after 4 weeks of calling once a week, I finally got a hold of the potential client, and I said, hey, I'll use somebody's name. Say Tom. It's not really Tom, but I'll use, hey Tom, it's Cliff from Remax. I'm just wondering what's going on, what the scoop is with your place, and when you guys are going to be ready. And he goes, oh, I got some news for you. And I go, what's that? And he goes, I sold my house. I'm like, oh, wow, congratulations. What happened? And he goes, oh, about a month ago, I had somebody knock on my door, and they offered me they offered me a really good price. And I go, really? What they offer you? And he told me, and basically what they offered him was the price that I came up with 2 months ago. Keep in mind it's gone up since then, and they reduced all the commission plus more commission off of that because they assume that I charge 5% or 6% commission. So the bottom line is my potential client lost at least 50,000. I'd say maybe as much as 75,000 just by taking that offer, by letting that person sell to them that you're going to save the commission. Meanwhile, the buyer saved the commission, not him. He didn't save anything. He lost money. The buyer had the benefit of not being in any competition with anybody. The seller had the negative effect of not being able to tell the whole world that his house was on the market. So there's people all over the GTA that had no idea he was even thinking of selling. So the bottom line is, if somebody knocks on your door and says, I have a buyer for your place, or I want to buy your place, don't sell it. Not in this market. You're crazy to do that. Like, put it out there. You got to get it out there and let people see it. And at least worst case scenario, if you get opinion from a bunch of realtors and then go from there, but do not, don't do that. I don't know about him, how much money he earns, but he lost 50 to 70,000 if he had to take in a week to list the house. That's $10,000 to $12,000 per day. Net capital gain, no capital gains because it's principal residence. So that's incredible. That's basically maybe a year and a half, 2 years salary for a lot of people gone, just by saying, okay, I'll take it because I don't want to go through 3 or 4 days of showings, and I'm going to believe this guy that I'm getting a good price and that I'm going to save the commission. It's don't do it. That's my even if you're in a distress sale and you're like a week away from losing your house, talk to somebody first. Don't just answer one of those ads that says we'll buy your house for cash. Why do you think they're doing that? They're doing that because they're going to flip it. They're going to make some dough off of you, and some quick money, and they probably won't even take possession. They'll just, because the market is so crazy, you can put it out there quickly and sell it quickly. Anyway, so that's my advice for anybody when somebody door knocks or sends a flyer or that says I have a buyer for your house, put it on the market. Put it on the market. That's my advice. Okay, get into the sales for Milton and Georgetown and Glen Williams. Milton busy, still busy. I'm waiting for the average price of a detached in Milton to reach $1.5 million. It's crazy. Let's see, 20 sales, 1.423 on average of a detached. Those are the newer detached. The older detached in older Milton, 7 sales, 959 on average. Townhouses, 16 sales, 878 on average, and semis, 9 sales of 940 on average. I'm waiting for towns to get over the 900, and I'm waiting for semis to get over the 1 million, which is coming too, but who knows when. there's some new rules coming in June. So if you'd like to know information about that, let me know about the stress test. It's changing things. It might change things. So we'll see. Georgetown and Glen Williams, April 4th to the 10th. Detached, 7 of them sold for 1.404 on average. That's because there was a big one in Glen Williams that sold, I think, around 2.4 or so. Brought the numbers up a little bit. One semi sold 815. One townhouse, 4 townhouses sold. The average for the townhouses were 905 because the reason for this is they were all the newer townhouses on Niagara Trail and Duffel in that area, which is the Georgetown South on the east side. The older ones around Seed House and Harding, they're not quite going that high. And then older detached in more park places like that, 6 sales, 876 on average. There was only one condo town sold. That was on Stuart McLaren for 585. So not a lot. There's not a lot of condos, and as everybody knows, condos are condo towns in Georgetown, and there's 0 in Glen Williams. Anyways, that's Cliff Barron from Remax. If any questions, let me know. And again, don't sell if somebody knocks on your door. Like take a breath, and make a few calls and inquiries first before you jump. Don't jump. And any questions, let me know. And I'll talk to you soon. Take care.